Hello, my name is Zadie Santos, and for this project I had to create 4 learning centers, all revolving around the Lorax by Dr. Seuss, which I used in the first critical assignment. The standard that I chose for all of these learning centers is LAF S.3.RI.1.2, which states, determine the main idea of a text, recount the key details, and explain how they support the main idea. The first learning center that I am choosing to explain to you guys is aimed at high level readers, and I will call it the project center. And in this center, students will work together to create a sequel to the Lorax. In order to do this, they're going to need to know details from the story, what happens in the story, what could happen next. Some things that they could talk about would be replanting or proper care for plant life. They could talk about going green, a movement in order to save the environment, as that is what the Lorax talks about and warns about. They will be in charge of writing the story as well as completing illustrations to go along with their story. In order to successfully write the story, I'm going to have students use a flowchart in order to help them organize how they want the story to go and what's going to come first, what's going to go second. That way it makes it easier for them to outline their story before they try to illustrate it, and it just seems like it would be an easier way for them to learn organization skills. The reason that I chose to do this project for high-level readers is due to the fact that they would be more efficient at figuring out what the next step is. So they would have a creative way of telling the story and finding ways to solve the problems that were presented to us in the Lorax. So they would have to be thinking about what happened in the Lorax, how did it happen, why did it happen, how can they prevent that from happening again. And I feel like higher level readers would be able to take all of that information and comprehend it faster, and also on a bigger scale enough to apply it to their creation of a sequel. Okay, so for this project center, the rubric that I created is worth 40 points. So their creation of the sequel is going to be worth 40 points. On the list of items that mattered to me for this project, I have organization, the presentation, collaboration, and illustrations. And I have 3 ways of classifying how well or how badly they did on this project. I have superior, which is going to be worth 8 to 10 points, competent, which will be 5 to 7 points, and needs work will be 0 to 4 points. So for organization, the highest score they could earn would be a 10 points, and it would be superior. For organization, a superior rating would be that the project is well organized and it's easy to read through. The train of thought is easy to follow, and everything is labeled correctly so as to make reading easier for the reader or whoever is going to be looking at this project, in this case me or other students. For a presentation, a superior rating would be that it's bright and colorful, it's pleasing to the eye, there's a good balance between text and illustrations, it's fun to read through, and it's very engaging. For collaborations, students will need to work together to create a visually engaging project, as well as to include an astounding amount of information needed to fully understand the project. So I need in this case, this would be mostly observation from the teacher's part, seeing that students are working together well and that they're following directions and everybody's doing what they need to do. For illustrations, a superior rating would be that they're captivating, well thought out, it's relevant to their project, and it's colorful, and it's consistent throughout the whole project, not some parts are captivating and other parts are lacking in imagination or creativity.